Well, hello there everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Typewriter video series, and today I'm outside. It's a balmy Sunday afternoon in Albuquerque. It's probably going to get up into the 60s Fahrenheit today. This is Super Bowl Sunday, but I'm not indoors watching TV. I'm out here typing, and I want to talk about lap typing. Stay tuned. You know, one of the great things about portable typewriters is that they're portable, which means that you can use them in places other than the surface of a formal office desk or typing table. You can take them out of the office environment into other rooms of your house, or even other houses or coffee shops or other locations, anywhere you find a surface like a table, a park bench, a cafe table, a patio table, or anything like that. For instance, this table here in my front patio. However, because they're portable, and especially small machines like this Brother, because they're so small and light, you can also use them in places where you don't even have a table at all. And the most easy way to do this is to use your lap as the table, as the writing surface. So when you think about lap typing, this opens up a huge world of portability, being able to type in places other than where there's a table-like surface. Anywhere where you can sit down and form a lap, anywhere you can get comfortable, you can put the typewriter on your lap and type. So I want to talk a little bit about lap typing, some of the things you might want to consider, and hopefully this will open up a whole new world to you guys if you haven't thought really about it in the past. One of the things you're going to want to think about immediately when you're lap typing is the surface that your lap forms when you're seated between your hips and your knees. Is your thigh a level surface, or is it sloping? Most conventional chairs, like this patio chair that I'm seated in, most of them with my leg length, I find that my lap is slightly sloping downhill toward my knees, which means the typewriter is kind of sloping downhill. And it's going to sometimes want to slide off or slide away from you. If you raised your knees slightly, you could get a more level typing surface, but that usually means you're going to raise your feet up a little bit, and it's kind of uncomfortable to do so. So there's a few alternatives you can do here to make a more comfortable lap situation for your typewriter. One alternative is to use one of these lap desks. They come in either a rectangular shape or this kind of kidney shape, and they have this padding underneath that helps keep the desk tightly, positioned on your thighs, on your lap, and it gives you a nice hard surface, convenient surface upon which to put your typewriter. But I find, of course, the lap desk is still going to slope downwards away from me because of the seating position. And I find on some typewriters like this Brother that has the little rubber feet that are kind of old and hard, you'll find on a hard surface lap desk that the typewriter still wants to slide around. And so you're going to want to employ some kind of a rubber matting or some kind of a typing mat that'll keep the typewriter from sliding around. This is kind of a rubber matting that you can find at hardware stores. It has a rubber bottom and kind of a thin carpet-like fabric top, and this comes in rolls. You can buy it by the foot here in hardware stores in America, and it helps the typewriter to stay rigid and not slide around on the table. But to use this kind of a situation, yeah, it raises the typewriter up a little bit more from just using it right on my legs, but it doesn't really do anything toward the fact that it's not really level. So there is another way to tackle this problem, and that is to just get some kind of an old towel or little pillow or cushion of some kind that you might have around your house, and you can kind of place it on your legs. Like right now I'm placing the cushion closer out toward my knees, And now I have a typing position that's quite a bit more level and comfortable for me. And I find it's actually better than the lap desk for my purposes. And also, what I find interesting about this is, of course, when you're carrying the typewriter around out to wherever you want to type at, I find it a little bit easier just to have the cushion and the typewriter themselves, rather than a formal lap desk that gets real expensive. You know, these are $20 or $30 usually. Now, there's another thing about lap typing that I find I like to do is oftentimes I get uncomfortable sitting with my legs straight like this, and sometimes I like to sit cross-legged. It just becomes much more comfortable. I find if you put the cushion like this and your typewriter on the cushion, I find it a lot easier to type with it perched atop your top leg with a cushion of some kind. But it can still get a little wobbly. Really, the whole thing is perched atop one leg, and it is kind of wobbly side to side. So there isn't really a perfect solution to that, other than maybe getting more of a bulkier towel, like a larger towel that you can kind of fold up, and under the part of your leg away from where the top leg is, you can kind of fill it up with more of a cushion. Like put the cushion more toward that open space, and it kind of stabilizes it more than if you had it just balanced atop one leg like that. Thus far, I've been referring to using smaller, ultra-portable kinds of typewriters on your lap, and the thing that most of these have in common is that the bottom of the machine is sealed up with some kind of a plate. Either the entire bottom is sealed in the case of these kind of typewriters that have a clamshell or a soft case that they go in, or sometimes the keyboard part is open but the main mechanical part will be covered. Either way, you're pretty well set when you have that kind of a typewriter, because the bottom is sealed up and your clothes aren't going to interfere with the mechanics of the bottom of the typewriter. But if you have more of a older style typewriter or a medium-sized portable that comes in a hard case, you might find more of a problem using it completely out of the case. Let's consider this beautiful Corona standard typewriter. This is a wonderful typewriter. It comes in a two-piece hard case, and it's small enough and fairly light enough to type, to carry out as a portable and type on your lap. But the main problem is the bottom of the machine is completely exposed. And I've had problems not only with getting grease or whatnot on your clothing, but more importantly at times, you'll find that sometimes the linkages and the mechanism gets fouled by the folds of clothing, and it actually keeps the typewriter from operating properly. So when you have a situation like this, it's best to use the typewriter in the bottom half of the case. So here's the same Corona Standard now. I've removed the top half of the case from the hinges with the quick disconnect hinges, and now it's latched firmly into the bottom half of the case, and now the bottom half of the machine is protected from my pants are protected from getting fouled with grease, and the typewriter now will operate much more reliably sitting in its hard case. And so this is really a good way to use this kind of an older machine that comes in a two-piece hard case. Just remove the top case. You can keep the typewriter in the bottom part of the case, and the extra room that you have between the typewriter and the case you can use to store your little correction tape cartridges or your erasing pencil, or however you like to do corrections. It provides a convenient place to keep it. Another thing to consider when you're going to be lap typing seated out in some kind of a chair like this is the armrests. This kind of a patio chair is fairly narrow, and your arms are going to sit on top of the chair rests. And depending on the size of the chair and the height of the armrest, it might kind of constrict you in getting a really good ergonomic position. Whereas if you have more of a wider chair where the armrests are a little bit wider, you can actually put your forearms down in the chair instead of on top of the armrest, and that'll give you more of a freedom to move your arms however you think you need to get a good ergonomic position going. Now, another thing you can do, even if you're using an older typewriter attached to the bottom of the case, if you find the height of the typewriter relative to your hands isn't ergonomic enough, if it's a little too low based on the length of your legs and the height of your chair and whatnot, and your forearms and the chair's armrests, you can put a cushion underneath the hard case bottom like I have here, and it really makes a lot better typing position. This is really nice position right here. It provides a little padding on my legs so it doesn't feel quite as heavy. The weight's distributed nicely. I can get the typewriter a little bit more level by pushing the cushion out toward my knees, pulling the typewriter back a little bit, and now it makes it a little more flat. And now my arms are in a perfectly relaxed position to where I can type now. And this is a really nice ergonomic position. So carrying a machine like this with its hard case, an extra little cushion, is really comfortable. And based on what kind of paper you're using, you can even perhaps put your paper in the hard case of the typewriter along with your correction tape. So it's a really portable way to carry the typewriter. You have the handle of the case, you carry the cushion, everything is self-contained, and you can carry the typewriter out and about your front patio, your back porch. Maybe you have a favorite tree, a chair underneath a tree in your yard, or wherever you like to type. This makes portable typewriters much more portable. Well, I hope this has given you some ideas about how to make portable typewriters truly portable in your life by doing what's called lap typing. Sit down at a place other than a formal desk, make the typewriter a truly portable machine. Anywhere you sit that you can form a lap, you can use to comfortably, even really, this is to me is even more comfortable than sitting at a formal desk, because I'm reclined a little bit, I'm in a much more relaxed position, I'm in a much more enjoyable location outdoors in the winter sun in this case, and I have a really nice typing position right here. And I have the outdoors, the great outdoors, to inspire me, to help fuel my creativity. So this is Joe Van Cleve, and I'd encourage you to try taking your portable typewriters outside to locations other than a formal desk office setting and do some lap typing. Until next time, you guys have yourselves a great day.